در بروکسل، مرکز مطبوعاتی اتحادیه اروپا با حضور رئیس جمهور برگزیده مقاومت 30 نوامبر 2011 9 آذر 1390 اتحادیه اروپا و ضرورت جلوگیری از جابجایی اجباری ساکنان اشرف. ریتا زوسموت رئیس پیشین مجلس فدرال آلمان. گونتر فرهوگن کمیسر اروپا 1999 2010. جان بروتون نخست وزیر سابق ایرلند. هاواردین جنرال هیو شلتون آلخو ویدال کوادراس استران استیونسون جوزه بووه سناتور در کلاوس پاتریک کندی.
I call on Mr. Tony Blair in person to speak up about the threat to the residents of Camp Ashraf. I call on former President George W. Bush, who has been reminiscing about these events in recent past in a book that he has written. I call on him to address the question of the threat to the people in Camp Ashraf. The President of the European Commission, José Manuel Barroso, as Portuguese Prime Minister, prominently supported the invasion of Iraq. And he was right, I'm sure, to claim credit for some of the good things that flowed from that, notably the elections in Iraq. But he now has a personal responsibility, I believe, to speak up on this issue.
If Iraq is still intent on the forcible relocation of the Ashraf residents, then it must be made absolutely clear that those Ashraf residents are not at all prepared to be forcibly displaced inside Iraq. If this happens, they will have no other option but to resist. I know them personally, many of them. I've been there and I've had direct contact with them. Some of the very close relatives of very good friends of mine here are in Camp Ashraf. And I can imagine what they are feeling now. But if our governments in Europe, in the United States, are not supporting the rights of the people in Ashraf, it is entirely natural that they would prefer an honorable death than surrender to be killed brutally and undignified.
The President of the United States, as you may remember, received the Nobel Peace Prize a little over 2 years ago. He himself was very modest in accepting that. He said something like, one day, this is a little early, I hope to earn this. Well, in 31 days, we are going to find out if the President of the United States has earned his Nobel Peace Prize. I have never heard of a Nobel laureate who stood aside while mass murder took place.
Now, when we hear from the EU and the UN that we must respect the sovereignty of the Iraqi government, Hitler had sovereignty over the Jews in Nazi Germany. Is this the kind of sovereignty we must respect? For God's sake, EU and UN, wake up, show that you have some spine, some metal, and tell Nouri al-Maliki his deadline for clearing this camp by the end of this year is outrageous.
The residents of Ashraf have the right to resist because they prefer to die in Ashraf instead of being killed or kidnapped later in a remote place in Iraq. I wish all the best for our brothers and sisters in Ashraf. With your resistance and you are making history. The Iranian people must be proud of all of you.
اسوشیتد پرس 30 نوامبر 2011 اتحادیه اروپا به کمک به مخالفان ایرانی در عراق فرا می‌خواند. نخست وزیر عراق نوری المالکی گفته است که قرارگاه اشرف که محل سکونت بیش از 3000 نفر از اعضای سازمان مجاهدین خلق ایران است، باید در پایان سال بسته شود. این کنفرانس یک روز قبل از نشست وزیران خارجه اتحادیه اروپا درباره ایران برگزار شد. واشنگتن پست: اتحادیه اروپا خواستار ممانعت از بستن کمپ ایرانیان ناراضی در عراق شد. اروپای نوین، روزنامه سیاسی اروپا، 30 نوامبر 2011.